think one question has come in. Rajat, is in live streaming, what is the monetization model ZEGOCLOUD can offer other than gifting animation?
Okay, so what is the monetization model we can offer other than gifting animation? So we have multiple models that we've discussed right now, I think, in the tech itself. So we have mini games, which is something that is very interesting in terms of increasing your monetization capabilities. We have mini games. We have probability-based games to incentivize customers or audience to keep coming back to your platform. We have PK battles that we've already shown how it works. And besides all of this, we also have some interesting things like gaming companionship. We have also worked on certain models where companionship models of social, where audiences can form a community with their hosts or with common ideas, and later on use this to incentivize as well. So if you'd like to know more, definitely get in touch with us and we will speak about it.
It's about which feature has changed the live streaming industry from what you have learned in the industry. So that's a question coming in.
I'll take that. So something that has changed the live streaming industry, if that's the question, then I would say PK Battle. It has tremendously increased how hosts interact with the audience, which means it not just increases the interaction for the audience with the host, but also for the host with another host and both the hosts with their common audience. Now you're bringing three universes in to create a multiverse of revenue generation when it comes to increasing their spend in terms of time and currency. And also you keep the spend within your platform. Now, anything that has a lot of fan following, or when you are supporting influencers, there is always a competitiveness that comes in when there are two hosts battling in any format, of the world. So when that battle comes in, you have the audience again competing to support their hosts, and eventually when there is a small revenue aspect in terms of coins, diamonds, whatever it is, they will tend to spend more to support their hosts. Now, as much as this sounds like a science fiction movie in India at the moment, this is proven all over the world to be generating majority of the revenue for a lot of social live streaming platforms. So I would say PK battles is something that changed the live streaming industry. Okay, so I think we didn't speak much of the mini games, but to talk about mini games, these are something that is proven to keep users engaged. Now, if you look at even a platform like Netflix, in spite of having the highest viewership in the world, they are still introducing gamification within their platform. Now, mini games are proven to keep users engaged, especially if the hosts are also getting involved in the games and playing with the users. Now, adding audio to mini games further increases the social aspect of it, right? So having an audio in mini games again encourages more networking. So you're making games more social. Now, if you look at it, having games independently on gaming platforms, yes, we've seen that. But having them on social platforms with audio will increase the interactivity between the users and also the networking aspect of things. Further to that, minigame also encourages friendly banter and competitiveness, and having gifting along with it will overall increase the engagement and also to increase revenue.
And so add to that, some of our clients has not only included audio chat into the mini games, they also for example, they want to mini game, but they don't want to implement the random match. What they've done is they also put the audio chat room outside the game, right? So from the audio chat room, they match the audience, or they match it by themselves. They gather into the audio chat room, and then they decide, okay, let's go and play. And those 4 people or 2 people go and switch to the game. So that's random matching algorithm will discard it from the audio chat room. That is the beauty. So we have a couple of scenarios that can be worked out, and get in touch with us. Whatever more knowledge you want to know about the scenarios, me or Rajat can explain that. Yeah.
One thing to add over there, Harsh, I think mini games are not a fixed UI, so they are more volatile within the app. So a lot of scenarios can be imagined and created around it, where the games can be opened up and closed can be the UI and UX can be played around with so much that it creates a lot of flexible scenarios that we can play around with.
Understood. Yeah. Yes, we do support the live streaming shopping, and but currently it is not on a SaaS model. So we need to investigate the scenarios and use cases first, and then we are able to advise upon that. So yes, we need to investigate that in depth. This is a very plain vanilla question, which is yeah, not that much deep. Yes, let me answer that. So yes, you can. As many of our customers are using a multi-vendor ecosystem, we start with lower consumption. So for example, they want to switch to us. What we recommend is, build a kind of a POC or whatever existing your infrastructure is, integrate our SDKs, go with the small consumption and see the difference. Once they see starting some percentage of consumption, then they will see the result, the difference between the different vendors. And then they have decided to increase their consumption with our RTC than our competitors vendor. So yes, they can try our RTC with the another vendor. There's no problem. It's very efficient and effective. Yes, I think you also mentioned, and we also discussed during the presentations, that we help many clients, advising them on their base case scenario and designing depending on their requirements. So, and some of the clients comes to us and they want to check the devices compatibility, and they want some POCs to try out. So we design the solution, even the POCs, as per their clients, their users devices, based on, because in India, there are limitations on the devices that are capable of handling so many things. So we help them to design in such a way that also supports low-end devices in India. So yeah, and we also, that is a value-added services in the industry that we are offering, and we help many successful platform on that.
So I think we spoke of this, something called the companionship model. The game companionship is something that is very new and can revolutionize social gaming. It's not just playing with your peers, random matching with actual games, but not mini games, but we're talking about actual games like PUBG or other larger games, right? BGMI, for example, which has come to India right now. So you could have your social platform enabling very influential hosts who are such players to able to find and create a community of users who follow them, and to even be able to match and play with them. And having this with an audio room or a video room or a streaming services where these gamers can stream and also join to play is something that actually will increase multiple models of revenue that you can generate. You can build revenue models with that, and at the same time introduce something that is very new in the market in terms of having companionship gaming. So this can also monetize both the game streamers in terms of coins or currency, and also the users are also monetized if you speak about it in terms of how they rank in their game and improving their skills in every game that they play. This also encourages them to play together, which means increase spend on the community that you build. So this is something that I think is something that can be implemented in the gaming scenario.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we have a mixture of RTC and CDN model work very efficiently in this process, so that customer experience won't be affected. And but there is a condition, is that the CDN has to be from the Zego, right? So the transition from the CDN to the RTC is very smooth. There is no glitch or no waiting time required. It's very smooth, and yes, it's possible scenario.
Yeah, we do have an example of a client as well, Shamat, who's
Yes.
implemented this.
Recently, I think Chamet is there. I think I have come across recently Astrologic one. So Astrology, one of the client of mine said, Harsh, I want to go with the my host, the astrologer will be on a live streaming, right? And the audience, from the audience, one wants to ask the question. So that scenario was like, now he's coming to on the call, but he cannot be heard by the audience. Only astrologers, his voice is enabled, right? His voice is not enabled. So he asked the questions to astrologer. Only astrologer can hear that question. And astrologer will answer the question, which all of the audience will be able to hear. So in that way, the audience develop the trust, the way he's answering the question, and also keeping the privacy of that particular, confidentiality and privacy of that particular user who asked that question. So that's how the scenario has worked very smoothly.
Very interesting.
And
We are implementing this in multiple use cases in India at the moment.
yes. And you can also describe Chamet one if you come across.